Bam! Have a look at me, says the new Lexus RX. The biggest spindle grille we've seen from Lexus so far. And they're taking a chance, maybe, maybe not, with this new vehicle because it is their best seller, not only in Canada, it's their best seller worldwide. 40% of all Lexus sales from that vehicle right there, the Lexus RX. Now it's sold with 2 F-Sport packages in the gasoline version, and they've even added the F-Sport package to the 400h hybrid. It's grown as well, 120 centimeters overall. In between the wheels, the wheelbase is stretched by 50 millimeters, now making this a really nice size, mid-size vehicle. But let's get back to the styling for a moment. Here's an interesting story. About a month before they had final sign-off on the design, Akio Toyota came into the design studio and said, "It's not edgy enough. I want crisper lines, a little bit more detail." So they rushed back and fine-tuned the design to come up with this. If you get the regular non-F Sport, you get a slightly milder grille, but it's still really quite something. Wheel sizes go from 18 inches to 20 inches if you get the F Sport, and you can get different LED lighting treatments. Standard lighting treatment is a high and low beam LED lighting package with LED marker lights, LED tail lights, and you can also get a tri-bulb that gives you high and low beam and a corner light, also LED. Inside, big updates. This is great because last year I had a chance to drive the Lexus RX F Sport, so it's very fresh in my mind. And if you want to watch the review, make sure to do that. So this is a big upgrade. That was the big complaint I had of the previous RX, was the interior needed to be refreshed, and they certainly have done that. And you can see, first of all, the huge screen that's in the center of the dash. Now that's optional. It's a 12.3-inch screen, but the base screen is 8 inches. Standard equipment, heated leather steering wheel, heated and cooled front seats that are leather, and optional in the back are heated seats. And you also have more leg room. I sat back there for a while, and it's definitely noticeable. Looking forward, much better use of material. This is the F Sport, much more F Sport badging, different seats that are very nicely sculpted. You also have the trackpad here for operating the command system. But it's not like the new Lexus NX. It's still the old system. I wish they put the trackpad in you can just use your finger on, because I think that is a step forward. It kind of looks like, in some ways, it's an update. There's still remnants of the old RX in here, but it's a much fresher and better looking vehicle than the previous generation. Now this vehicle has grown in length. Also, they're using much stronger steel and with a more rigid body. The engine is being carried over, a 3.5-liter V6, but power has gone from 272 to 295, and that's noticeable right away. Torque is improved as well, 248 foot-pounds of torque in the old one, now 268. So you feel that right away. And when you get the F Sport models, you can dial it up a couple of more ratchets as well. There's a selector here in the middle that goes from normal to Sport Plus. That doesn't change anything to do with the engine. What it does change is the variable dampers. This now has variable dampers, and you can feel the suspension is a little bit more taut, and also changes the feel in the steering. But you know what? The previous RX, when you had the F Sport, did not have the best suspension setup. All they did was the initial dampening over small bumps was quite firm to give you that sporty feel, but when you put it into the corners, it was still really quite soft. Now, when you throw it into the corners, you actually get a real nice bite, especially because torque is being sent to the back wheels at 50% in aggressive acceleration. The steering, however, is still a little bit light. That's one area where they could tighten it up, but it's gone from a vehicle that was pure traditional luxury and now actually has a bit of an edge to it. Is it as aggressive as some of the European makers? Probably not, but you know what? For a lot of people, when you want to have a little bit of fun, you can dial that in, and it's much more rewarding. I can't stress enough, the difference from the old one to the new one is like night and day. This is a totally different feeling product. Safety's been added as well, all the latest tech you get in a lot of vehicles: forward collision mitigation, automatic stopping, lane departure warning. You have the steering that vibrates and pushes you back into the lane, rear cross path detection in the back. All of that stuff is now becoming commonplace at this price point in this vehicle, and Lexus had to add it. I gotta say again, I can't believe how different this vehicle feels compared to the old one. Oh, one thing I should mention, that F Sport technology is available now in the hybrid, and the output from the gas and electric engine has been up to 308 horsepower. and you get all the F-Sport bits as well. So that's probably the way to go if you're going to get the hybrid. The RX was a traditional luxury buyer's crossover. Now this is going to appeal to not only the people that like that, but want a little bit more fun in their vehicle as well. And we'll leave the best for last, the styling. There was nothing wrong with the old RX. I actually thought it was a pretty nice looking vehicle, but they've gone out on a limb with this massive spindle grille. It's going to be interesting to see the traditional luxury buyers that have supported Lexus through all these years, if they're going to come back to this vehicle, and if younger buyers are going to be attracted to it. And that's really what Lexus hopes to achieve. That's for you to decide, but all the other stuff that's baked into this new vehicle definitely is an improvement. Hey, thanks a lot for watching, and make sure to subscribe. If you'd like to watch another video, click the picture on the left.